The reason that I was able to leave my abusive partner and grad school dynamic was because I'd been investing my money. And I'm frankly concerned with how many women don't know how or why you should be trying to make your money print money for you. Well, actually, society doesn't encourage women to become financially literate. In fact, it's been telling women for the last few years you can become a trad wife and not need to work at all and just let a man take care of everything for you. Which is dumb bullshit, because you need to have an account that nobody else can access but you, and your money needs to be making money. It's the only way to beat inflation. It's the only way to save a nest egg that's going to get you out of your next bad situation, and trust me, you're going to be in one. The world is ugly for women. You're gonna wanna have an emergency fund or at least some fuck you money. I have fuck you money. It's been amazing. So here's what I did. When I was 18, I got my first book payment. This was a lot of money for me at the time, and I didn't know what to do with it, but my father did. He is a slightly neurodivergent Chinese man with a great interest in investing in the stock market. And so he opened me a brokerage account. That's a place where you can buy and sell investments like stocks, bonds, real estate investment trusts, where you make money off of the companies that are charging other companies rent for their buildings. You can buy crypto on there sometimes. And then aside from, 6 months of money that I would need to live, if anything went wrong, my father dumped the rest of my book money into the brokerage account. And then he set it to auto invest. Every 2 weeks, without fail, automatically, my money, the same amount of money, like $200 or something, was going into the stock market. And what was it buying? An ETF, or exchange traded fund, which is like a basket of many, many dozens of companies. My dad didn't try to pick stocks for me. No, he loved me too much for that, and he knew the likelihood of succeeding is very low, even for professional investors. So he bought a total stock market index. He bought an S&P 500 index, which is the 500 largest companies in the US. And he bought a technology focused basket of stocks as well, because I was very young and he thought that I could tolerate the volatility because I wouldn't really be touching that money until retirement. So he was like, you have 40 years. Just, you can ride out this wave. And the great thing about ETFs, or these baskets of stocks, is that if one company starts to slip, and for example, a company falls past the 500th place in the stock market, then the S&P 500 ETF kicks it out. If a company is underperforming, instead of, if you just bought that one stock, your portfolio goes to zero. No, it just gets replaced with something better. And so 12 years later, what did that do for me? It grew on average like 10-12% a year. Although there were some years that actually went down, but on the whole, I ended up with like a 200% return, which means my money tripled. I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't try to time the market. I just bought the same amount every 2 weeks of the same stuff. And the only time I fell back on it was when I needed to get out of a bad situation. And I was able to move into an apartment where I could live safely alone. And it was my father's foresight and investing advice that helped me do it. Now, you don't have to be 18 to start. If you start now, it is so much better than if you start 5 years from now. I don't care if you're 40, you're still gonna have so many gains than if you just let that money sit in a high yield